This fish is the Siberian Sturgeon. It weighs around 65 kilos, although like with many fish, the weight varies considerably according to where it's actually found. Up to 100 kilos isn't all that unusual, and the maximum ever recorded weight was 210 kilos. The fish lives quite long, up to 60 years, although it's quite convenient because they don't reach sexual maturity until quite late in life. Males earliest at 11 years up to 24 years, females earliest at 20 years, and may not in fact be sexually mature until 28 in certain circumstances. Now in the wild, it's now protected by CITES, all sorts of problems, damming or pollution and other things. In the 1970s there was a scheme between the Soviet Union and France to actually produce them, and today they're found in fish farms in various countries. Indeed, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, the countries with the most potential for fish farms are Poland and France. Now, if you've come to see me actually prepare this, well, you're out of luck. I'm just going to talk about eating the thing. Thanks. Hello and welcome to the camper van or motorhome, and today I'm going to try something I've never had before, which is this. Oh, it's come off the plate. There we go. This is Siberian Sturgeon. Now, the fish comes from, as its name indicates, Siberia. It's particularly common in the Lena River, which flows into the Arctic Ocean. The native Siberians use fish like this, not just this one, but others as well. They do a form of sashimi, so they'll fish it out the river, then they'll leave it to get cold, frozen, and then they'll cut frozen bits off and eat them. Although I won't be doing that today. I'm going to actually cook this. I'm going to fry it, and I was trying to think what should I fry it in, which is natural or sort of Siberian. I presume the best thing would have been to have used some kind of pork fat, but I don't have that, so it's going to end up being fried in butter. I hope that doesn't change the taste too much. Now, this fish was actually reared in Italy, and the cost of it, I paid about 23 euros approximately for a kilo. This is 150 grams, so you can work out the price I paid from that. And sturgeon, of course, is where we get caviar from, and this sturgeon also produces caviar, as well as, for example, those which are found in the Volga and other rivers. This is, according to what it says on the packet, roughly 30% fat, so you'll put 30 grams of fat in 100 grams of fish. So what does it taste like? Well, I'm now going to cook it. Now, if I were, I don't really know, well, sorry, I don't know what it tastes like at all yet, but if I were doing this, knowing what it tasted like, I'd probably serve it with something like buckwheat groats or maybe boiled potatoes, and but for the moment, let's see, this has been smoked. It says it's been smoked naturally, so I presume that means it's been put on some burning tyres or something. No, just a little joke there. I actually worked for a company which produced smoked salmon, so I saw there how it was actually done. Right, I'm now going to cook it, and I'll come back and say what it tastes like. So I've given it a light cooking, very delicate, and now I'm going to try it. Now, I should say one thing about the cooking method. I would have preferred to have grilled them, but as I'm in my van, I don't have a grill, so that wasn't an option. I suppose I could have used, I've got this stoneware thing which works a bit like an oven, but it's 26 degrees outside and I don't want to do anything to make this van any warmer. Right, so that's what it looks like on my fork. Let's give it a go. It's very, very fatty. Actually, it doesn't taste like any fish I've ever eaten. Obviously, because of the smoking, it's got a taste a bit like mackerel, kippers as we call them, where I come from. And slightly internally it's a bit like the mackerel, which is a very oily fish as well, of course. But this is, I'd have to say, ultra oily. It's also, it's not delicate at all. It's as though it's got bits in it. I think to give a proper idea of the taste, I'd have to eat it without it being smoked, because due to the smoking I think I've lost the idea of what the taste is. You know, it's like smoked cheese, smoked fish. After a while it all tastes the same, but I can feel from the consistency of it that it's quite unusual. Now Gordon Ramsay always goes to the centre and takes stuff off the centre, then he starts examining it. The skin is also much tougher. Of course it's cold in Siberia, so you need a tough skin. I'll go and do a Gordon Ramsay. I'll go to the very centre, go to the middle of it and see what it tastes like. There it is. Well, it's definitely a peculiar taste, specific taste I should say. It's something, needs something else to eat it with. Well, of course most things do. I think you need something to clean the oily taste. It's not quite the right word, clean. I hope you understand what I mean. Bread would be a good way of doing it. I think potatoes would go very nicely, as I said earlier. Groats, maybe potatoes would be better, in my opinion. All the same. Would I get it again? Don't know. Everyone's special offer, maybe. If I had somebody I didn't like round, maybe. No, sorry, that was just a joke. Well, if I hadn't have tried, I wouldn't have known. So, thanks for watching. For those of you who came here to watch a cookery program, you came to the wrong place. Sorry, I should have told you that straight up. The reason I'm not showing you me cooking it is because I'll get these, the trolls will start making the comments about, oh, that's not clean, or you could do a better job with that or that. And so I'm not too keen on showing that in cooking. But I do want to do one day to show the way I sort of cook things which are more, how should I put it, standard, such as beans. So anyway, well, I might do that one day. Probably won't, but then again, I might. Thanks for watching. There's a postscript to this story. I've just eaten it, but I tried eating the skin and it was actually disgusting, and I had to not eat it. I couldn't. Didn't taste very nice. It's very oily. I really do feel now, having eaten 150 grams of the thing, it's not the sort of thing you want to eat by itself. I'm sure that the oil could be very positive for your health. I don't know what it's made up of, but as a general rule, oily fish are good for you. So that's one reason you don't want to cook them very hard at all. Okay, thanks for watching.